Hi class, and welcome to TEM482 Startup Workshop. Some of you have had me before in TMC 310. Wow. If you're those many people who basically talked about how much you despise me, boy, it's really going to suck to be you this semester. But for the rest of you who do not know me, this is me. Actually, I have 27, 28 publications, but even from the first 13, I've been cited by 479 authors, which is actually pretty good. You expect to get cited about 20 per publication, so I did much better than that. But anyway, I've got a lot of alphabet after my name. I'm one of the most grossly overeducated people that you'll ever meet. But then again, we had a family of 6, and between all of us, we had 16 college degrees. We had 3 Dr. Cho's, and even my mother had a master's degree. But anyway, as you can see, I got my bachelor's at MIT. I got my master's at Ohio State, my doctorate from Michigan, and later on I went back and got my MBA from UCLA. Okay, this is the question that everybody asks me, and I'm just going to get it out of the way. Why Ohio State? Yeah, there was a woman involved. Anyway, some of you might know me because you saw my thesis in a textbook. Yeah, that's kind of the weirdest feeling in the world. You're flipping through a book and it's like, wait, I know this. But it kind of made sense that they would put it in there for the simple reason I was the only person in the world who was using this approach at the time, and that's why it got in there. This is what I'm most known for, the microgyroscope. I was the first person in the world to build a gyro. What a gyro does is it measures rotation of objects. And you actually have 3 of them in your cell phone. And it's enough of an achievement that even Steve Jobs talked about it. Thanks to me, you can play video games on your phone. So I've had a lot of different jobs. I've started out from the mud. I've done, I think I left that, did I leave out Gravedigger? But anyway, I've done all kinds of dirty jobs. And the thing is, it's created a work ethic for me and a certain level of humility. I've worked in the entire management track in engineering, everything from group leader to the C-level suite of executives. That's the word I want. Anyway, I've turned a number of jobs down over the years just because, it didn't fit my personal life or the things I wanted to do. And besides all those degrees, I actually am an ordained minister. And I married my niece and her husband. And so if any of you need an ordained minister, I work for sandwiches. Anyway, so what has this whole major been about? It's like, why should you have gotten an entrepreneurship degree? And to a large extent, this is the reason why. And that's that you go along in life and you see a problem and you think of a solution to that problem. Yes, your aha moment. And then you want to make a product or a company, but you don't know how. And so what are your options? Well, your first option is just don't do it. And what you do is you sit there and you make every excuse in the world of why you can't do it. So you go on with your life. And you get older. And then you die. However, you have chosen the TEM major. You have decided to learn how. And by learning how, we've given you a map, which you got in TEM 400. We teach you the tactics. A lot of them will be discussed in this class and help you build your vision. And that goes all the way back to TEM 200. The thing is, a lot of fear comes from not knowing, the unknown. Well, guess what? You now know what to do. And so get a team together, make the climb, you make it to the top, and then you harvest. The thing is, I tell every student, once in your life, go join a startup. And the reason why is who you are comes out. And so I've met plenty of people who after a startup say, oh my God, that was crazy. I'm never going to do that again in my entire life. And then I've met people who've become Silicon Valley startup junkies. They can never work in a corporate structure. They just go from one startup to another. The thing about the world is it's not a stable place. And like the crash of 2008 and the bubble popping on the dot-com boom and everything else, 9/11, the world just isn't a stable place. So things change. You think, okay, I'm going to follow this path, and then all the context changes around you. And the other thing is corporations today. The thing is, the mission of a corporation is growth. And so I can't really blame them for laying people off and things like that. But their goal is they're constantly trying to cut costs to become cheaper to be more profitable. And that means they're going to downsize and outsource. And so their whole objective is to get rid of you. Actually, everyone that I have known has been let go by their job at one time or another, including Dr. Cho. I was working R&D for Abbott Labs, and what happened is they whacked our entire R&D department. They said, nope, we're moving all to Chicago. And it's like, well, I don't want to go to Chicago. So it was like a situation where I pretty much just said, okay, buy me out. The thing is, today, people used to count on the company to take care of you. You can't do that anymore. And that's why this is such a good major. You learn to take care of yourself. You're going to own your future. The question is are you going to let a corporation tell you what your future is going to be, or do you want to determine what your future is going to be? The thing is, here's the second reason why you should pursue entrepreneurship. When I did the microgyroscope, first commercial grade one in the world, and subsequently billions have been made. And so how did I get rewarded for this invention? I got a $2,000 raise. And then I thought, how is this going to impact my life? And so I sat down and figured out, well, let's see. I still have to pay FICA, I have to pay state income taxes, I have to pay federal income taxes on it. And we get paid over 24 pay periods. So the impact on my list was $46.92. And my girlfriend at the time asked me, well, what does this mean? And I said, what this means is we can go out to dinner an extra time every month, but just don't order really expensive alcohol. And so this is the other reason why you want to become an entrepreneur. And that's that if you're creative, you want a piece of the pie. You want equity. Yes, I would have preferred 10% of what they were making as opposed to a $2,000 raise. The other big reason why to become an entrepreneur is, does ordinary bore you? Are your dreams just so much larger than what a corporation can offer you? And so the crux of it all is, if you smoke every day, you're going to die 10 years early. If you're obese, you're going to die 14 years early. And if you do something you don't like, you get to die every day. What this major has been about for you is finding your voice of who you are, pursuing your dreams, and owning your future. That is my pitch of why you should do something in entrepreneurship. The thing you find about Dr. Cho is this is my third year teaching. I am not an academician guy. I'm an industry guy. I'm more concerned about teaching you what you need to know when you move beyond ASU. And for a lot of you are professionals already. And so that's what your concern is. The thing is, I told you about the story about my 482 student. And that's the thing. Not all of you are going to become entrepreneurs. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you will be innovators and you will be leaders. And so the thing is, the approach of a lot of professors is just to give you a whole boatload of work. And this is what my philosophy, what I'm talking about right now are actually the philosophies of me in this class. And the thing is, if you're not self-motivated by now, there's no, I mean, yeah, when you're a sophomore or something, you're trying to instill work habits. by now you pretty much are who you are. The thing is, through a lot of your other classes, you know the entrepreneurship process. The intent of this class is that you start getting some more hands-on experience. And the thing is, are you an entrepreneur? And typically, people have fallen into it by accident because they happen to be interested in something else, and so through industry they do it. You just don't know. And so, what I'm concerned about in terms of this class is for those of you who don't want to work on a startup, what is it that you want to learn or need to know at this point now that you're coming to the end of your major? The thing is, you don't build a startup, for those of you who want to pursue startups, sitting in a classroom. The thing is, what I do is, if you look at the syllabus, there's not a lot of deliverables in this class. Why? Because I don't want to waste your time. Professor Bronowitz, I know in his syllabus, says he expects you to put in 20 hours a week into this class. Off the record, I kind of find that unreasonable. But anyway, you should put in 10 though. And so the reason why I cut down on activities is I don't want you spending your time, writing papers and things like that. I want you out there working on what you need to work with. Now, how do we plan class activities? They're going to help you along because all of you are in different places. What I've done in the past with this class is that I actually give twice a semester one-on-one instructions. We're going to set up a special program for you. Some of you already have startups up and going and you want to grow it. That's great. Let's figure out a plan so you can work on growing it. There's no point in making you do exercises in ideation if you already have something you want to work on. For those of you who want to start a business and start from the beginning. Not only that, the other thing I don't like about class activities is customer discovery. It could take you a week. It could take you 6 months. The thing is, if you're really working on a business saying, okay, all your customer discovery has to be done in 3 weeks. I mean, again, that's an academic standard, but not a business standard. And therefore, you don't really get the experience of what it's like to be out there. So I need your help in determining what class activities are going to help you along. And so what gaps do you have that you want filled? And part of the reason why I don't give you a lot of structured activities is a lot of times students say, I wish I had time to. I am giving you one of the greatest commodities that you need right now, and that's time. Time to go work on what you want to work on and what you need to learn. And so I'm going to try this. I might fall flat on my face, but the thing is, I'm an innovator. I'm an inventor. I've got 28 patents. I roll the dice on things. And so the thing is, for those of you who want to build startups or have startups you want to expand, this is the class for it. Some of you want to become professionals. Is there a type of skill that you are missing right now that you need for your job or something specific? For example, I have one student. Oh my God, what a disaster. The whole semester, it's like he was just whining and he was moody and he didn't want to do it. He wanted to do a startup, and then he didn't want to do a startup, and then he wanted to do 3D prototyping, and then he tried working on it, and that fell apart. And finally he said, Dr. Cho, I really would like to learn how to code. So for this class, he took a Udemy course. Guess what? He's working in digital marketing now. That course just sparked something with him, and now he's a go-getter. He's making more money than I am. Well, most of you are probably making more money than I am. But that's what I mean about professional development. And finally, You are required to take 2 project classes. I am not teaching a class in digital marketing. TEM494 is not offered online. What I'm willing to do is basically you can use that class for this class. Is this really kosher? We'll find out. But basically you can take my digital marketing class and learn about how to be a digital marketer. And a lot of that class is basically I teach you what the best practices of what people are doing. And then you go out and actually do it. And that's the way you really do get experience. So, welcome aboard. Don't forget to fill out the survey. And what we're going to do is come up with a customized plan that's going to help you.